right, now lose it. Go crazy.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Hello, I'm your host, WEBDAVE, and this is the Gamers Council. And man, we've got a packed show tonight. It's going to be fun, all over the place, craziness, good times. And I have, first of all, introduce my co-host, the one and only, the Master Jedi himself, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet.
Yeah. How's it going? We had some fun news this week. We continue to have fun news, so let's get into it.
Exactly. We got a full panel. We got a couple of returning guests and also a brand new one to the show. So this is going to be lots of fun tonight. I'm telling you. Already got 51 people here watch us on YouTube and on X. Thank you all so much for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. I see we got Day Rizzy and Def Leppard and let's see, Fark You is here. Crispy Bomb. Oh man, Chris Jones, a whole bunch of others, and we appreciate each and every one of you being here. And in the top corner, we have the one and only Demoflow from Demoflow Gaming. Demo, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Just super happy to be here, man. Talking games with y'all. We have a great panel, so salute to all of you and salute to chat. I see you down there, homies. And let's get it popping. I'm ready.
Me too. And then, of course, his first time on the show, and is quite popular on Ray Ray's shows. And that is, let's see, I just call you D1, but it's distinctive one, right?
Greetings. Hello, everyone here on the panel and chat room. Hope everyone is doing well.
All right. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and I have a feeling that Ray is going to probably pop in a little later in the chat, and I guarantee he's going to start picking on you a little bit.
Inevitable.
But you know what? You have the mic tonight.
Yeah.
Woo. So we don't have to worry about his height or anything. I mean, anyway, what was that?
Wow. I'm
just kidding. We all know he's a big man. And a little bit of body. No, I'm kidding. And we also have, I love it. A little gumbo in the building. That's right. We got all kinds of emojis. We'll get into those. We have Corkenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein. What do you mean? No, it's pronounced Frankenstein.
There you go. Cork, what's up, buddy?
Hey, brother. Thanks for inviting me on again, man. It's been a while since we got a chance to talk and hang out.
I know, man, and then it's going to be fun. And of course, if you guys didn't notice tonight, because not always do I get to get emojis up for everybody, but actually everybody on the panel has their own emoji tonight.
I just saw that.
Exactly. So we got the corkstir emoji, got D1 emoji. Yeah, we've got the demo emoji. That's it. So they're all up there. So check them out. If you are a member, it's only $1 if you want to join, just to get on to the YouTube channel and start burning up those emojis. Only $1. That's it. That's all. That's all we charge for that, because it's not about making the money off the show. It's about having fun with it, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. Is have a lot of fun. So like I said, now we're up to like 90 people watching us on. Let's see, it was. On YouTube and X, and it's still nobody watching us on Twitch yet. But tonight's early, so I expect somebody, maybe one, will join us from Twitch. Yeah, sometimes we get 2 or 3, but we'll see. I'm not worried about that. We're here to have fun and let's get the madness going. Hargeet, where would you like to start tonight, sir?
Well, let's get into, I guess, the Switch 2 stuff. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, pull off the Band-Aid, as it were, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna let you start it off and kind of like, what are your overall thoughts? I mean, there's in that topic, there's a lot of little topics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, well, first we got this gifted. Maybe we should just get that out of the way.
And there's actually a couple super chats too. We'll do more.
Yeah. Do you want to get those out of the way?
Yeah, let's do that.
You want to have demo? You want to read them?
You ready, Demo?
Yeah, go for it. So they Reese with the 2. Let's start the show off right. And I think that when you mean reading the super chat, distinctive one is the one who does it for Ray, not me. But
I know. I just said the wrong name because I'm looking up and I'm trying to do 10 things at once.
There we go.
Yeah, but it's cool. I'm down. I don't care.
But
and that, of course, is
yeah. And you know what? And I got that right here. You ready? There we go. I got the actual soundbite from Shaun himself.
All right, so you want to have distinctive one? You want D1?
Yeah, why not? Oh, here we go. Dave Reezy, the respectful one.
Oh, go
That
ahead.
do
$2
Dave Reezy's? Go for
holler.
it.
Let's start off the show right. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
We got the serious one here with the $2 holler. I'm here to promote D1's Plower Hour. I don't know if I could get to. Don't kill me tonight, fellas, please. Oh my gosh.
All right, I'll get
it's
the
gonna-
Aries one, but you can do this one first.
All right, here we go. We got Adidas. That's the master sponsor. Anywhere he goes, $2 holler. Salute to all D1. Give him my liver a break. Hey, that's good, man. You need to join in on that health and fitness room, and you'll be straight. Believe me.
There you
All
go.
right, and then Aries gifted us 5 WebDave memberships, and let me get the list of the people who got those. We got Zach Riley, Music 72, Def Leopard, Crispy Bum, hey Crispy, and then Amit Kumar. Good luck to all of you. Try to use those emojis.
Great
Exactly.
guys right there.
Exactly.
Congrats.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Hey, look, we got Fuzzy Belvedere is also in the chat now too.
Nice,
Hey,
nice,
Buzz. Uh-oh.
that's right. Crispy's in there. This is awesome, man.
My
This is
co-host
awesome.
on Fridays.
There you go.
All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So on the Switch, we already saw the pricing and all that stuff and all the whatever about Mario Kart being ridiculous at $80.
Mhm.
And then of course they had to put their foot in their mouth, and Doug Foster comes out and says it's justified. And if you can't afford the Switch 2, we've still got the Switch 1. You can go buy that. Talk about just absolutely wrong messaging. But anyhow, I guess from my perspective, I don't know. Let's have the panel talk about it. We'll kind of get everybody's opinion, and I'll get into it. But Demo, what do you think about that?
About the price of the Nintendo Switch? They're
Well,
crazy,
of
man.
the comments of Doug Bowser saying the price is justified, the price of Mario Kart being $80 is justified, and that if you can't afford the Switch 2, you should just go buy the Switch 1.
Well, I just feel like with Nintendo, people just, let us lie too much. They allowed them to get away with murder. And I feel like this one time we all got to call it out. And that's just how I feel. Like, that's just disrespectful to our fans. And that's just my opinion. And I feel like this is like a console that is directed towards family and kids, man. So like, not Sony, Nintendo. They're really the real villains right now, the real Bowsers right now, the video game industry, and that's just the way I see it. There's no escaping this one. This is really bad, man. They should come out here and apologize, man. Honestly, that's just how I feel. Like Nintendo is not getting my game. I have a kid. I'm not getting him started with the Super Nintendo. I already have, but as soon as he's of age of playing, he's gonna be playing on Game Pass, on the cloud, GeForce, on a tablet, but. Fuck Nintendo. Was I allowed to say that?
Yes, of course you are. Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll
For
do
the
it.
record, that's just my opinion. That doesn't not represent the opinion of the channel.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, no, dude, don't hold back. Have fun.
Pretty close to
That's,
accurate for
Yeah.
all of us anyway, I'm sure. D1, what's your thought?
Well, I think I have 2 theories. My first theory is Don Matrick all over again, just a different body, reincarnated, if you will. But the second one,
let's not forget that this happened with PS3 as well.
Yeah,
They literally
PS3. They
said
also
exactly
said
that. Go get a second job.
they actually did say that. So,
Yeah.
yes, I agree with you.
crazy.
And I think the second one, I may sound far-fetched, but I think they may have taken when the ABK acquisition was going through,
Mhm.
how they were just considered a non-factor in the console war. So now they're like, okay, well, we're about to show y'all who is the factor and non-factor. So they came out with a pretty much lackluster, Switch 2 or what have you, depending on how you look at it,
Mhm.
and want to charge big boy prices for it. And I think that's going to really hurt the core fan base that they have, which is, kids.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. It'll be quite interesting.
That's a very good point.
What do you think?
It's just another misstep. I think everyone in this generation for these games, going into the next one, they got so confident. They're getting like these. This is like you said, PS3, Xbox One level of arrogance, where they're coming off this high note and they're just like, well, you're going to buy it because we're Nintendo. And I don't think that's the case. I think they're grossly misunderstanding their consumer base, especially in current times right now where the economy is kind of up and down. Nobody knows where it's going, which way. So when you're now asking people or when you start getting something that's now an elitist hobby that wasn't before, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, yeah, kids are going to cry for it for Christmas and stuff like that. Maybe some parents might, but I mean, who knows what the economy is going to be like, what their financial situation. Gaming shouldn't be an elitist hobby, and that's what Nintendo's making it. It really is, and they're sending, $80. It makes no sense, especially for a Nintendo game. Like, they don't have 4090 graphics. They're not pushing top of the line graphics. They're not pushing voice acting, mocap. Most of the games that are third party are already developed and already coming in, which will probably take a small little hit too as well. But I mean, I know it's going to have DLSS and stuff. I don't know. I can't see how that's justified. And for them to like come out so cocky and just, well, you could just buy the Switch One, like peasant, can't be elite, so
work an extra job.
Yeah, or go get an extra job like PlayStation. It's just so stupid. Gaming's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyed by all, especially from something like Nintendo that has the Switch, where a lot, like WebDave said, a lot of kids. It's just a misstep, and I'd hate to say, I don't want to see anybody fail, but I really hope that it kind of kicks them in the ass and they don't see the sales they want.
All right. Well,
here's what I has to first. Be set.
Yep. That's Doug Bowser. Yep. And he's thinking.
Oh, yeah.
And the fans are saying,
"Oh no!"
Look.
Hopefully, nobody has to go out there and sell only feet pics on OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be a totally different thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're trying to get a Switch,
or more
emotional damage.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's just really no excuse for what they're saying. Like, you take Mario Kart. I'm sure for them, it seems like it's a lot of investment, but I'm like, okay, so let's look at your competition. You essentially copied what Forza Horizon is doing as far as an open world mechanic. Fine. You do have your own little quirks here and there. Fine. But you basically copy pasted what you've already had, added a few things, and added some capabilities that others have. Now you tell me that Forza Horizon 5, which came out at $60, looks stunning. You're telling me that game isn't worth $80, but yours is. You're telling me Red Dead Redemption 2, which came out at $60, isn't a better game than anything you've ever produced? Are you serious? Like, you're really comparing yourself to that level. You're saying you're going to outdo Rockstar. You're going to outdo Forza Horizon. You're going to outdo Last of Us. You're going to outdo everybody else that has never done this. You think you're worth $80, and you think you actually have a leg to stand on. It's insanely stupid. The fact that you actually come out and say that, hey, if you can't afford it, go buy the Switch One. It's like, did you not see what happened in previous incarnations when you did this? Like, it's not you, but like PlayStation did that. They had the same hubris. They sold 154, whatever it was, million. Sound familiar? And then they said, we don't care, customer. You will pay what we tell you to pay. And if you can't afford it, go get another job. How'd that work out? Not so good. Not so good. You don't do that. You just don't. This is ridiculous. I don't even know where to start. Yes, you could look at the Xbox One version, but that was not about cost. That was simply about being connected. They're like, look, all our features require online. We're sorry, but if you don't want to be online, we have a 360 for you. That was terrible messaging too. That's not the way to say that. It's just not. But what they're saying is just absolutely asinine. I don't understand what world they're in. You don't say things like that to a customer. Forget gaming. Just as a CEO, as a head of anything, you never tell your customer, F you, go pay money. That's not how it works. It's just not. Customers don't like it. They're going to sour to that. Now, you might have a captive audience. It's possible that maybe 15, 20, 30, 40 million players might actually just say, fine, I'll buy it. You know, a lot of the people who bought the 150 million Switches is because they have multiples. That's the way it is. A lot of people have multiple because it was cheap. You're like, I impulse buy. I you know, there's a new Mario version, there's a Zelda version, there's a whatever Pokemon. I'm just gonna buy it. Fine. At $450 to $500, they're not gonna impulse buy it. They're just not. You're now like I think you were saying you're playing with the big boys. You're right. It's literally the cost of a PS5 or a Series X, the digital version of both of those, right? Literally the same cost. Yes, to be fair, it has a screen. Yes, to be fair, it has a battery. But people are going to say, in my wallet, it's the same cost. I could go buy a PS5, I could go buy a Series X, or I could buy your console. And then you're telling me your game's $80, and you're saying variable pricing. So when that game that I want, Zelda or Mario, comes out, you're going to tell me what, it's $90? Well, why aren't you solidifying any of this? It's just absolute crap. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but except that they're hubris. It's just hubris. It's just absolutely hubris. They think they can get whatever they want from you, and it might work. It might work. It may not. It has happened before where Nintendo does fail, and this could be one of those moments. Like you can be conciliatory, and people might just say, "Fine, I'll still buy it." But when you point it, like you just say "F you" to your face, like, come on. At some point, people are gonna say, "Walk away," and go F yourself. That is a problem. And look, it's not like there isn't competition to this. There are other kart racers out there. There's good equivalents to almost all of their games. Yes, their games are stellar. I'm not going to take that away. I'm a sucker for their games too. But you have to look at the market and say, where are people going? It's not Nintendo unless their parents are Nintendo fans. It's usually PC or mobile. It could be PlayStation or Xbox. That's actually lower on the scale. It's usually mobile or PC. It's not usually Nintendo unless your parents force you to go down that road, or Pokemon comes into play, and then maybe sometimes they want to go into Pokemon, and that's pretty much locked. So we'll see what this does. I don't know how this is going to play out. It's an interesting mix. There's plenty of portables out there now. PlayStation's putting out a Portal 2, according to them, right? That's going to play native games as well. And then Xbox has already pretty much hinted they have one coming. And then there's all these other, variants from the PC side, and Xbox is pretty much confirmed they have a variant that they're going to partner, and it's going to be a device that's kind of an Xbox, but it's a partner device that's running Windows, right? There's a huge different market now, and the Steam Deck kind of came in and said, hey, we can also do this. And, it's doing its thing. And, I don't know that they should just take the, guarantee that they're going to just win the market. At $200, $300, yeah, people can sort of say, all right, fine. But at $450, you are literally playing with the same big boys that everybody else has. Like, you're literally at the same cost as everyone else. And you have to really question then at what point do you then have to deliver? Now, I want to be fair to them. The device looks like it's going to be pretty good as far as the graphics capabilities, running at good frame rates. We'll see when it actually comes out. We don't fully know. But DLSS is a killer capability. I don't want to take that away. NVIDIA has done a great job with DLSS. This is a little bit behind. It's not DLSS 3 that we're on right now. I think, from what we understand, it's 2. Still, DLSS 2 is fantastic. So I don't want to take that away. We will see how this goes. We're seeing some graphic comparisons, again, from just streams. We need to see it in hand. We need to actually have actual devices, get real actual measurements, see what it's doing, right? And where it finally fits as far as the current gen, last gen, whatever, right? But it could be a really good device, fair enough. But the messaging has been atrocious. One of the other things I found lackluster, I still think that the showcase they had was good, but I was looking for that headliner. For me, that's a Zelda or Mario mainline game. I didn't see it. Mm-hmm. That's very disappointing. That's the killer app, right? For me, that's the killer app. And pretty much every time they've released a console, they've had that. And I don't, even just a teaser of it to say, hey, this is coming. That would have been awesome. Nope. Like, where is it? Where's that killer app, right? Pretty much every time you have a console release, you want one of your mainstay, killer apps there to say, this is what's going to, make the thing. And they thought it was Mario Kart. Okay. Fair that's one of their bigger sellers, but really, I don't know that it's going to be the one that makes it viable to push the console. to me, I'm looking forward to the next big Mario game and big Zelda game. That's what I want. So I'm still iffy on buying the damn thing because I'm like, I could wait until they actually announce the game I want. So, and God knows if it gets discounted by then or not. Who knows, right? So that's the world they're kind of in. I cannot believe they said those things. That's just weird. But Kay Asante pointed out, we assume that these people at that level actually are paying attention to what happened in history. To be fair, Doug Bowser wasn't in the gaming industry until 2007. So maybe he just doesn't know that hey, these kind of things, not a good way to go. But I push back and say, I don't care what products you're selling. You just never say that. You just never say that. You can't afford it. Too bad. Buy the old model. Who says that?
No.
Who says that? Who says that? You don't. You say, oh, we're doing the best we can. The market situation is what it is. We're trying our best to make it cheaper. We hope to give you a discount soon, but it's where it is right now. We apologize for that, but that's where the market is right now. That's a much better message than saying F off, go buy the old one. That's just not, it's just not the right answer. I don't know how they don't understand. How does anybody ever say that to a customer? I don't get it. Go buy the old model. Stop. Really? Stop. But yeah, that's what they did. I'm stunned by that. That's just crazy. And $80 for Mario Kart.
It is
where to
outrageous.
start with that.
Yeah, they definitely want to
Know where to
encourage you
start
to
with
get the
that.
bundle for sure.
That's fine. But they also said variable pricing. So I fully expect when a mainline Mario or Zelda comes out, at least $80, because he's not even committing to that. He's not even committing that it's going to be 80. No, it's variable pricing. It could be $100 for all I know. That's ludicrous. Okay, tell me how your games justify that when I see all these other games that are ridiculously more. How many more assets do you have in things like Forza Horizon, like The Last of Us, like a Halo, like any one of those games? And you're telling me your game is the one that's going to be worth that much more, dude. And if you don't know, their profit margins are insane. They last year pulled in $11.5 billion in revenue, 6.5 profit. 6.5 profit. Come on, you're not hurting. Shut up. What a bunch of crap. It's just so much.
Yeah,
way over the top baloney to me.
I
And
agree.
Hargeet, you know what was the funniest thing? Some of the Nintendo fans defending, this behavior. It's just crazy to me that I was so.
It's inflation.
Yeah. They blamed it on inflation. They blame it on the government. They blame it on everybody but Nintendo, who's the one responsible for the price. Which is super funny to me, man. They need help. If you're a Nintendo fan defending this, man, you need help. Seek help. Straight up.
Do you think AC Shadows cost more to do than any one of the Nintendo games?
No.
And AC Shadows is still not $80. They could use it, by the way. They need the money. They're really kind of in dire straits. But how is it? It's just so funny to me that they actually think that that's a valid thing to say. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, you'd think they would come out strong, like you were saying. I think this is the first Nintendo console release that doesn't have a mainstay Mario game, right?
Crazy.
And then a Link, at least a Zelda game, remake Ocarina of Time. If that was a current remake, that might be a day one for me. I'd be you know what?
It could be, right? But it's
I've been waiting for this game. Remake, it's been 10, 15 years. It's time. But I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah. That could have been a huge game, though.
It could have.
To
be fair, GameCube did not have a mainline Mario, but they had Luigi's Mansion, right? That was the first time they had that. I think that was the first time they had that. Maybe they had it on DS or on the portables or something like that. But they had Luigi's Mansion, which was a fantastic game. I don't know if you count it as a mainline Mario game, but it was a pretty good game to start the generation with. So anyway, but it's
Luigi's Mansion was nice.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion was really good. I like that game. It was good.
Second one was great too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's enough for that. I don't know, WebDave, do you want to add anything?
Sorry about the jumping off there real quick, guys. And unfortunately, because the bat signal, I had to take care of something real quick. But I have to order. Like I said, it's with my job. Unfortunately, now I'm with all the flooding that's going on in Kentucky. There's some things that we have to take care of as it was to deal with the hospital and some urgent matters and that kind of thing. So I apologize for my distraction for a minute, but I'll just say this, and we can jump on to the next subject. It's definitely, like you said, not a good look for them to say this. And I don't necessarily think that he necessarily meant it in malice. He was just trying to in his mind, he was probably like, hey, look, if you think this is too much, we're still going to have the other one available, at a reasonable price, which isn't dropped from the original price. So that's
Exactly.
in his mind, he thinks he's, I'm adding value.
Yeah, and for general populace, you might think, hey, that's not, okay if I had to off the cuff it. You have to understand, he's not general populace. He's a CEO. And a CEO is trained. They're trained to, like, the words they say matter. And so they're supposed to make sure whatever they say is as perfectly aligned to what they absolutely minimally need to say. They will not say superfluous crap because this is what happens, right? You can't say this kind of off the cuff thing. You have to have it well thought out. And you have to know that question was coming, right? It's obvious that question was coming, right? So you had better have had, like, rehearsed. Here's our messaging. Here's what every one of the execs is going to say if they've ever asked, right? Marketing team, this is what we say. If they didn't have that, but there's so much incompetence going on. I can't believe what I'm hearing from them. The other part is this whole pre-order bullshit, which they should have had that inventory in the US like last year, like, because they've been building this shit for years. So if you didn't have that here, again, incompetence. You have to know this was coming. You have totally messed up your entire launch, and that's on you. I don't understand what the hell's going on. They're still waiting to get the pre-order, out. Why? Get it done. It's not changing in price. You're going to charge $450. Get over, your stupid whatever you're doing, and just put out the pre-orders for the US and Canada. Get it over with. Yeah. But no.
I think that the one little thing, and the reason they kind of pulled this trigger out of nowhere is that, they were, and of course, if you have half a brain, that the tariffs have absolutely nothing to do with this price hike. But they were like throwing that out there when they started doing their treehouse streams, and every other line on there was lower the price, 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 lower the price. That's all they got. So they were like, ooh, maybe we need to take care of this real quick. Maybe we need to wake up and, because they did lower the price before on systems before right when they came out. We all know what that did with the 3DS, and also not only that, but they ended up giving you a whole bunch of little cluster of games so you wouldn't feel bad about doing it. I still have that little cluster of games. Hargee, do you mind bringing up? There's P-Lump has a chat, and I think we got a new membership thing that D1 can read for us. And I'll
Mr. RQ, aka Bram Stroker, has gifted 1 WebDave membership. Let's see who that was given to. Let's scroll back a bit. That came in a while ago. Geez. Still scrolling. There it is. All right. That was given to Luis Jimenez.
Nice.
Rats.
Nice. And D1, if you want to read this next one coming up.
Oh, sure. All right. P-Lump. Oh my goodness. Member for 3 months. Xbox is winning now is our time. And we need to put belt to ass on the rest of the game and industry. By the way, play my theme song. It'd be great if you put some comments in there, because I almost ran out of my bad, P-Lump. But it's all love. Good gracious. That's a long
And then
read.
we have
Ray with the $5 holla. Don't play his theme song. It's the song to start the horse races. Shout out to the panel. Hey, greatly appreciate. I'm sure everyone else feels the same.
I see you, Ray.
We do have P-Lump's theme, and here it is right now.
All right, now lose it. You're crazy.
There you go.
oh boy. All right. Should we move on to the next one?
Tegan, I do like Lump. I don't have a problem with P-Lump. I don't have a problem with anybody. How dare you put something out like that? All right, you can start
Oh
off.
my
I
goodness.
didn't mean that.
All right. All right. So let's try The Last of Us Complete Edition. Let's get into that one. So for those who don't know, there was a rumor a little bit back that there would be a new release of Last of Us, and it would be $110. And lo and behold, it's true. It's been announced. The Last of Us Complete Edition is now going to be coming out. Was it July or something like that? It's coming out, pretty soon, and it's going to be $110. A physical steel case with both of the remasters for PS5 for Last of Us 1 and 2. So that is kind of the thing that came out. Demo, your thoughts?
You already know, man. They milking these ponies, bro. That's what they doing. Look, I'm sorry, but like, who in the hell asked for this? Like, they could have been working on so much. Like, instead of doing this, why don't you send Naughty Dog over to Bungie and help him out with Marathon development? That I heard that he came out. They show gameplay or something. I don't know if that is one of the topics, but it didn't look good. It looked divisive and stuff. So I mean, my thoughts are like, nobody asked for this. This is another collector's edition to get some money out of the franchise, which I find like something that businesses do, right? Why not? Let's go ahead and get the money. It's a collector's edition. At the end of the day, it is up to the people to decide where they want to spend the money on this. And in my opinion, it's not worth it, but some other people might feel differently about it. I just think like this is just lazy on their part. They should be like, prioritizing all this stuff, like letting everybody know, like, what are you doing with The Last of Us? Like, I know this dude came out and he said that not to even think about The Last of Us 3. So what are you working on, Naughty Dog? Like, besides, what is the Intergalactica, right? That's what they're doing. So I don't know. It just feels like weird that they will come out here with another The Last of Us, collector's edition, because it's been done so many times. I feel like it's getting old, right? And then we got other games like in the past, like Skyrim, which I like to bring out a lot, that people bought it several times, and they released it, right? A lot of times, but it's just like every time they release it, there's a purpose, right? The game got better, next gen update. Then because it came out on the 360, then they did an update for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and then they did another update for the new generation. And it's just a game that they keep on adding content and then adding mods and all that. So it's just like the Last of Us is just like the same game over and over. The story is never gonna change. They don't give you anything special. So
but is it the same game? Because you don't get factions.
Exactly. like yeah, like if you're gonna remake the game, remake it right and give us everything that came with it. Like like we heard about the God of War, right? Collection, the rumor that supposedly they are not gonna give us multiplayer. And you know how we feel. We're gonna say something, but these ponies, man, they just like they just love to scratch the walls and bite the pillow, and and take
it. Nice.
Vaseline.
Juan,
huh?
what do you think?
Well,
yeah, right.
You would think some KY jelly will help, but like that's how they like it, man. They
at least a little loogie or something, But I think that if you can read, they are actually redefining the meaning of exhuming a dead body. We are looking at bones here. I mean, pretty soon they'll probably be digging up dust. I have no idea. It is absolutely ridiculous. Who is behind all of this? They need to be flogged, tarred and feathered, whatever it is that you can do. It's a joke to me. I laugh. I don't care how you try to disguise it. It is what it is. That's all they have on. That's all they have. I don't know. But that's what I feel. New form of exhuming the body. Might as well just leave it, open casket, like because they're gonna keep dipping back in. Why bury it? But anyway, that's all for me.
Corkenstein, your thoughts?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, you know, at least hawk Tua on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Consumer base, you know. You know, something. But
Just don't sell the coin.
This is like straight out, you know, I mean, it's like beating a dead pony, you know, beating a dead horse. They're just gonna keep you know, they're just gonna keep releasing the same shit over and over. I mean, I don't know who's buying this. Like who's buying this that's making Sony and PlayStation think like, yes, this is a great idea. I mean, at this point, you deserve it. You know, if they're making that much sales on these remasters and remakes, you as a consumer deserve the shit that they're gonna spoon feed you. It's just that simple. It's your own fault for not calling this out. You keep buying the same shit. The story ain't changing. It's gonna be the same game over and over. You played it on the PS4, PS5, you're gonna play it on the PS6. So I mean, whenever that comes out, you already know they're gonna remaster it. So why? Like, I don't understand. I mean, maybe they're trying to get the hype from season 2. I get that, but I mean, how many people are coming over from the TV show to spend $700 on a PS Pro? I mean, especially now, I don't know if you saw earlier, Clute pointed it out, and I saw some stuff on Twitter that they're raising the prices of the PlayStation in Europe.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up as a topic right after this.
Yeah, and so you're fucking your consumer base even more now, and like you don't even have great games to give them, or I wouldn't say great games. You don't even have new games to really give them. You're just giving them the same shit you gave them, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. So why? It makes absolutely zero sense. And like I said, at the end of the day, the consumer base deserves it because they keep buying it and they keep telling Sony, yes, you know, just
hands behind the heels, huh?
Yeah, it makes
Thank
zero.
you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah.
All right. So are you all set, Cork?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All right. So I will point out a couple of things that are interesting here. So first off, all of you have it right. They basically, it's because they'll take it. That's it. It's literally they'll buy it. And they're like looking at all the stuff that they've done, all the remasters, all the new releases, and Last of Us just keeps selling. And they're like, you know what? We're gonna milk it. If you guys keep buying, we're gonna keep repackaging it up, and you'll buy it. They'll buy it. That's what'll happen. You know they'll buy it. And because they do, they're like, that's more money in our bank. We're just going to keep doing it. And that, unfortunately, if it keeps working, they'll keep doing it. It's just that simple. The other thing that I want to point out is this is the Last of Us Complete Edition. Complete Edition.
Or was it incomplete?
So they're pretty much saying this is it. They're done. There is no more Last of Us after this because this is the Complete Edition. That's a very interesting word. The complete edition of Last of Us. So are they basically confirming it? To me, they are. They're confirming this is it. There's no more Last of Us after this. As far as gaming, there is no more Last of Us.
Good point.
So I don't know if people catch that or not, or if they think the same way, but that seems pretty obvious to me. If it's a complete edition. This isn't the current catalog of games, right? Just like, hey, the collection. Normal. You just say this is the Last of Us collection. Fair enough, right? Master Chief collection. Not the end of Halo. Master Chief collection, right? That leaves it open for other stuff to come. This is the complete Last of Us. Complete. So I'm going to take it as Sony is saying, we're done. We're not doing any more Last of Us games.
What happens if the 6 comes out? What would they call it then?
The PS6, you mean?
Yeah, let's just say it comes out. What would they call it then?
It would be the Last of Us complete remastered collection.
Completely remastered.
Ultra remastered.
Because you know that's happening too.
Yeah.
The price, $110. Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, that's a
DLC option. Hargeet.
But that's $110 for the digital. The physical copy is $119.99 because
it is. I thought it was
you get the little
110.
You get the little signed autograph thing.
Oh my goodness!
We're not including the DLC lube.
That's right. You get a $10. What you get the Neil Druckmann letter or something with it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. With the wrapper.
Not only that, but it's not like it's personally signed and autographed by or anything like that. That's one of those just photocopied, stamped at the press.
Yeah, obviously.
You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So look, if you're a PlayStation fan, you can take this in multiple directions and say, hey, you know what? I want to buy it because it's going to have multiple platinums for me again. Fair enough. Fine. Go ahead, get your platinums. If you want to keep paying, have fun, right? They don't have anything else. Okay. I'm almost okay with having remasters as long as you say, you know what? Along with that, here are 5 new IPs we're putting out, or 5 new games we're putting out this year. What are their games? They have Ghost of Yotai. Okay. You could maybe give them Death Stranding too, maybe, but Kojima kind of owns that IP again, and so like I don't quite know if that really counts anymore because that's coming everywhere. I don't know what the point of this is. Like, so if PlayStation players are happy with this is the world you're in, we've just gotten like several games this year already from Xbox, and they're like both new IPs as the South of Midnight and Avowed.
First quarter,
we got Doom coming out. We got plenty more to come. Outer Worlds 2 is now kind of a given, is going to happen. Call of Duty, et cetera, et cetera. We have plenty of games coming. What about your side, right? You got Nintendo, yes, even though it's lackluster, they still have like 5 new games, right, from their first party. They have more to come. We know there's going to be more to come. So what are you competing at? Like, and so your answer to everything is remaster, 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 remaster. If you guys are happy with that, that's fine. But that does put you in an interesting position, right? This entire PlayStation generation has had like a handful of games, and the rest of it has been remasters. Is that really where you want to be? Is that your first party output that you like? Now you had Marathon, and we'll get into that one. That's technically first party, right? That's coming to everything, but we will get into Marathon. So that is your other big game. We have heard nothing about Fair Games. I don't know where that is, right? I mean, that's the other game that we know about. There's Wolverine. Haven't heard a damn thing about that either. Rumors are that's not coming out this year. It's not coming out next year. Maybe it's coming out even later. We shall see. At that point, is it a PS6 game? I have no idea. Like, this is where you are, right? This is where that whole console is. It's an interesting place to be. If all you want to do is keep playing remasters, buy your remaster station, PlayStation 5. That's what you're getting. It's a remaster station. Now, look, to be fair, there's third-party games. Absolutely, there's third-party games, and I won't take that away. You can absolutely enjoy all the third-party games. But you buy a platform generally to play those platforms games, and I'm not seeing a lot, right? So if that's the way you want to play it, fine. But look, I think this is going to work. They have nothing else.
Nothing.
The
That's it.
hemorrhaging
Like, they have
edition.
nothing else. They're going to buy it.
The hemorrhage edition. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. And this
big,
is the way it is. It's sad.
Big shout out to the over 350 people watching us live right now.
Oh, wow.
We have over 150 on X. We have over 200 watching us on YouTube and 1 watching us on Twitch. Welcome, Twitch.
Hey, shout out to that Twitch viewer.
Exactly. Hargate, we do have a couple of a new member chat and a new super chat. If you want to have D1 read those for us.
Oh, sure, why not? We got Peace. Well, I'm sorry. RC Polygons, member for 2 months. I know I'm late with Marathon releasing on September 23rd, 2025. That's around the window for the next Call of Duty launching. Call of Duty will bury Marathon in player count. Wow.
Oh, that's going to be a topic.
Oh,
We'll
yes.
definitely get into that one. All right, moving on.
All right. Dave Reezy with the $2 Holla P-Lumps theme song is Rolling by Chamillionaire.
It's gonna be rolling.
Yeah. I know. What's that other one? Is it Rolling by Limp Bizkit? To start off.
Yeah. Rolling. Anyway,
Yeah. There we go. Anyway, so yeah.
We got L Laurel 2 Paul with the $2 holla. Hey Hargeet, $100 for The Last of Us. I heard this before.
Yes. There were a lot of enthusiastic fans who were like, "Oh, I'll pay $100 for those PlayStation games." Okay, well, there you go. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Shout out to Thatch being a member for 9 months.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Big shout out to that. Also, big shout out to Epic Treasure, who is in the chat. We love Epic. She is amazing. Apple's in there too. Why So Serious? So many other great members. Big B Money's in there. Def Leppard. I see that. I see you there. I see you. Game Adaptation. Be Nice is hanging out with us. Of course, FarQ is always looming large. I wonder if he's got any artwork for me. Haven't got anything yet. We'll see. Just kidding. So Hargeet, Back to the
Yeah, I
show.
think Paris is in here too. I don't know if he's still
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I saw Paris Lee. Oh, look, that blue number. Holly's here. Hello, Holly.
Hey, Ollie.
And Holly, your emoji is still up, by the way. That's right. Jedi. That's right. Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, so the trifecta of PlayStation news, we had price hikes and then marathon. Let's get into the price hikes, get that out of the way. There were several price hikes. One was for PS Plus in the Latin America territories. They're increasing the prices there. And we just got word that the consoles will be going up in price in Australia. Oh, by the way, the PS Plus was also in Australia. Australia price went up for PS Plus. And then the consoles are going up in price in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. So there's a blog post of that. I don't know if I'm
gonna share the link Corkenstein put in there for us.
Yeah. So there's an actual blog post from them. If you want to bring that up, we can show that to everybody. Yeah. So if you click on that link, it'll go to their blog post instead. We can actually just see the actual prices and.
There we go. Holy
Right.
shnikes. Can you see it?
Oh,
Nope, it's still showing the X post.
Oh, let me how about now?
There we go. Now we can see it. So if you scroll up a bit, they have the standard usual language. It's economic whatever. You guys can kind of like, so with a backdrop of challenging economic environment, including high inflation and fluctuating exchange rates, SIE has made the tough decision to raise the recommended retail price of the PlayStation 5 console in select markets in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. So, and then you can kind of see the price increases. So, there you go. It's going up in price yet again.
That's a lot.
So yeah, Demo, what do you think?
Man, you already know I really don't like this. They increase the prices of the game. I mean, of PS Plus on Latin America, and they don't even give premium. They give something called Deluxe, which doesn't even include all the games to run, on the cloud, the classic PS2, I think, games, PS3. So they getting a bad deal of the rep, and Sony PlayStation increasing the prices. And I don't know if you've seen that Push Square article. One of the lines there, they say that they're raising the prices to increase and maintain the quality of the service when they're giving you Hogwarts Legacy, a 3-year-old game that is found everywhere for $13, $15. It's just straight up disrespectful to a Sony PlayStation fan. And I'm not saying these, like, people like when I get some time in the mic, they feel like I'm, just out here making fun of ponies. I'm just out here to make you wake up, man. Because like what's happening in the gaming industry now, even after Nintendo, what they did in Tridus, like everybody's getting affected. So what they're trying to do is that increase their prices so that they can increase their profits and take some more money, and that's fine, because at the end of the day, that's what they're doing. But you come over here and abuse your loyal customers, and that's just messed up in my eyes. And honestly, the tariffs, they want to blame it on that, and they are not even on. They're still negotiating. So for them to go ahead and increase the price without nothing being concrete or said, at the end of the day, just wait for the shit to happen, and then increase the prices accordingly, or or I don't know, or adjust the price accordingly. I feel like Sony PlayStation, they take one step forward and then they take 3 steps back. That's just the way I see it.
Agreed.
They, their bread and butter is selling consoles. So fucking with your core audience or people who buying your console, it could just be detrimental to the brand that is already, kind of weak. Especially when you are talking about games, new IP, innovation, value, right? Because all this does is like it highlights the value of Steam, PC gaming, and Xbox more and more. Because I mean, these are like the more bang for your buck that you can get, like currently in the gaming industry. Think about it, guys. You playing in Nintendo, you're getting charged $80. You playing on PlayStation, $70 a game. You play on PC, games usually come out at $50, $60, depending. You know, there's a lot of free to play games out there too. Like the other day, I went on a crazy streak on Steam, and I bought like 4 or 5 games for $18. It's just
Nice.
like pocket change, man, that you don't even feel like you're being, you know, charged too much, and it's just like great games at the end of the day. So out of what I'm saying, what I want you to take out of what I'm saying is just like go ahead and, you know, voice your opinion. All these Sony PlayStation channels, y'all need to stop defending this, man. Y'all need to go ahead and say the shit. Be like, you know what, like it's time for us to raise our voices and let Sony PlayStation how we really feel. This is not about console wars. This is not about like, you know, Sony Pony salt videos. This is about like literally your wallet, you know, out there. Just being a squeeze for dear life, and you not saying anything, and you just saying like, you know why? No, I will pay probably $100 for a game. When you give this message to these companies, they're gonna be like, you know what? The hardcore player is never gonna live, and one day they're gonna find the hard way that a lot of people are not gonna move on from generation to generation. That they're not gonna get the hardware. A lot of people are just gonna start playing on the cloud. Dude, GeForce is $20 a month, and the games run like with the quality of the 5080. The games look amazing. You don't need nothing. Like, you're just being scanned by these plastic boxes. So, in my opinion, as a consumer, you want to get whatever it is, you know, that you like, but at the same time, think about how much are you going to spend in the system. Sony PlayStation looking goofy right now. Nintendo looking goofy right now. Everybody is like doing the wrong thing. So I just hope that, you know, they understand that we're going through hard times in here, and that they cannot be raising the prices of the games and consoles like that, like it's nothing. Like, you know, people love to complain about the eggs, right? The egg dilemma. It's like, oh, $10 for 6 eggs or some shit. But when it comes to video games, you know, I've been through Twitter, and I filtered out a bunch of messages of people saying like, you know what, like, they deserve it. I'm gonna be playing Mario Kart for 10 years. So $80 is like, you know, what we want. And, you know, PS Plus is the best service. Like, you see it online all the time, comparing it with Game Pass, saying that it's better when they know damn right that it's really not, because they don't offer you what you really want, which is day one games that are like $70. You know, dropping on your service. That's what you really want. You want the value. You just don't want to like go and pay for your service, and on top of that have to like buy every freaking game that comes out, because like, then what's the point? You're just paying for online. So I mean, that's it. Those are my bars.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yep.
Let's see here.
It's crazy.
Turn that banner off real quick. Maybe it's a little better. Oh no, I guess it kind of blocks
There you
all the
go.
view, didn't it?
All right, so D1, what do you think?
You know, with the prices, especially out in Australia and New Zealand, I mean, these are borderline entry-level gaming PC prices. You might as well just get a gaming PC, build it yourself, and you could get more performance out of it versus you would an actual PlayStation. I mean, this is just ridiculous. You know, but if people want to get shellacked, I mean, you know, fine, go right ahead. But these prices are just outrageous for a console. And mind you, you know, it's not just a pony thing, but you might have some genuine, you know, people that just like to play the games, you know, kids or whoever, or, you know, I mean, that's just outrageous. That's outrageous. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. Game Pass all the way. You get everything.
All the way.
All the way.
Agreed.
That's just
Corkenstein,
me.
your thoughts?
It's just more of the same shit. Like I said, it's just absolutely ridiculous that they think what I think is happening. The PS5 Pro isn't selling as well as they want, and a lot of people probably went for, you know, the PS5 standard. And so now what they're doing is they're raising the standard price because they see those selling, and they want to make them a little bit more in line with the Pro. So then that way people are like, another $100, $200. You know, I'd rather buy the Pro then, you know, for that rate. And I think that's what they're trying to do, is get more people on the PS Pro than the PS. And I mean, maybe it might work, maybe it might not. But I mean, again, the only person that really gets the shaft here is the consumer, and it just makes zero sense. Other than that, why they would raise these prices, especially for something like PS Plus. what are you getting? Like nothing. You're not getting day one games. You're getting Game Pass fodder that's been already on Game Pass for a while. And then, I mean, I think this month was probably their best month. If I had to say, they had some really good games in there in that catalog for this month, but that's not a standard. That's not the same, every single month they have this level of quality for their games that are coming out. It just makes zero sense why you would raise prices for something that you get that's probably the worst option out of the online at the price point, the worst option compared to Game Pass, where you're getting day one games. And these
Agreed.
are AAA, AA. These are from Solid, Compulsion, Ninja Theory. You're getting all these crazy, good solid developers. Day one, their games for almost the same price. So I don't know why you're gonna try and bleed your customer dry just to get more sales, maybe for a PS5 Pro with pisser technology that makes your games look even worse than what they came out for. Like like have it make sense. Make it make sense. You're all you're doing is just treating your consumer like shit. And then, like I said, we said this has been the reoccurring thing. We've all said this, and the customer's like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, just keep spit in my mouth, just pull my hair. They're loving it. I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. Just mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing.
Agreed. Spit in my mouth.
Yeah, like they're these are the same people. They're like, oh, we don't rent our games, we buy. Yeah, Astrobot hitting 1.5 and Concord failing. Yeah, you're really buying your games. And now look at they got $100. They're seeing 120 complete remastered of the same game. It's been probably remastered more than Skyrim at this point. So what's the point?
Agreed.
All right. So to me, I've kind of become numb to this. Another year, another price hike. That's what Sony does. That's pretty much what I've seen. It's just been consistent. Look, I don't want to take that Xbox hasn't done this. They have. They've done a couple of them as well. However, it's not at the same level. Like these guys just keep doing it. They keep increasing the price of not only their service, and the service hasn't gotten that much better that it makes it worth it. But you're right. Sometimes they have good months. But the console has gone up in price like consistently. And, it is what it is. This is not an exchange. This is not a tariff thing at all. This is all exchange rate because they're a Japanese company and they're building most of the stuff in China. So that would be, to countries outside of the US. This is all about other countries just being required to pay more. And look, exchange rates are exchange rates. I get all that. That's fair. However, if you can't find a way to make more money in other ways, then this is what you do. You nickel and dime your current customer. And this is exactly what Phil said, right? Was like, I can, squeeze more out of my current customer, or I can expand my customer reach and have more customers. And he's choosing, I will have more customers, right? Instead of nickel and diming every little thing, they're trying to say, hey, let's expand our customers. Now, you can complain about the fact that they're putting games on other platforms, or you can say, well, the alternative is you get $120 remaster of every game they have, or you get every price increase every freaking year, or they just say, you know what, we can put these older games over there and extract value from other customer bases, and that way we don't have to do that to our loyal Xbox customers. So think about it from that perspective. Are we better off? Probably, right? The deluxe, for those who don't know, essentially takes away the premium. Is it premium? The top tier has PS3 streaming, and I guess they just don't have the server infrastructure in Latin America to handle it, so they just don't even offer it to you. So you basically just get the non-PS3 streaming capabilities of PS Plus premium, and that's what deluxe is. So It is what it is. Whatever. Their backwards compatibility is lame. I don't understand why at a PS5 and a PS5 Pro that you can't emulate when you can bloody do it on a freaking PC, no problem. That they really need to kind of play through that and figure out why they couldn't just emulate. The problem with the way they do things, it makes it challenging to emulate, and they should have been able to do that backwards compatibility, a while ago. This is it's really kind of just dumb at this point. They have plenty of power in a PS5 Pro, for instance, to just run it natively. That could have been a feature of the Pro to say, hey, you know what? You can run your PS3 game natively in your PS5 Pro. We've got enough oomph now. Here, let's do it. No, right? They're just so behind on that. Anyway, whatever. I'll keep going into rants on PlayStation's.
But no, that's
whatever.
That's what we're here for. Hargeet, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's because they're still trying to sell the PlayStation 2 to battle Nintendo. That's why.
Yeah.
It's probably freaking facts, because they don't want that Switch to outdo it. Which, by the way, is going to happen. The Switch is going to outdo the PlayStation.
Of course,
2 in
man.
sales.
Cork, did you have something else you wanted to say?
But
Oh no. I was
Okay,
good. I was going to agree with Hargeet, like on the short-term strategy. Like people like to call Xbox with the multi-platform what they're doing short-term. No, what Sony is doing is short-term.
Yep.
They're not.
Yeah.
Sony's hoping that they buy you into there with a big console price, but then if you don't have those people constantly spending in your ecosystem, where's the revenue coming from? They're not buying the exclusives anymore. I mean, they're barely making what they are on the exclusives because they don't really have that many to start with. And this isn't just an Xbox versus PlayStation thing. I mean, when you look at it, this is why Xbox is, everyone likes to say it's short term, but it's actually a long-term strategy. The more that Xbox goes into other people's ecosystems, the worse it is for those ecosystems, those other people, those other platforms, because they're making a base and they're making money off of your consumers. That's not a short-term strategy. That's a long-term strategy. And that's something that will continue to drive revenue over and over and over, while you're hoping they're going to make a big, giant $800 price drop for a console, play a game, and then jump to something else. It just doesn't make any sense.
I agree with that.
For real.
Gosh, I hope this is not true.
We'll let we'll let D1 read that one.
The Budster, Sony is rumored to be announcing The Last of Us PS5 Pro, I call it amateur, complete console bundle with The Last of Us controller for their customers for $1,200. Wow, $1,200 US. That is
They probably include
astronomical.
the delisted and canceled
That's the hemorrhage
Game
edition.
Concord back in their warehouse.
They include a handkerchief, some wet wipes, and what do you call that stuff? What's that numbing cream?
We don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, all right. But it's
I'm
a
just kidding.
skincare cream. It's a skincare. Just
I'm
to
just
help with the
kidding.
rashes, some Desitin or something. I don't know. Oh my goodness, that's
I
crazy.
don't know. Demo, do you know? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I've got a big shout out to over 390 people watching us live now.
Nice.
Over 200.
Wow, congratulations.
Exactly. On
Preparation
YouTube,
age.
almost
Preparation age.
200 on X. So yeah, and one still watching us on Twitch. Thanks, buddy.
Nice,
and there,
nice.
And there is a super chat that he can read too.
Hold on. Before that, though,
Okay.
Corkenstein, you brought up something about like the value proposition and what's happening in the market.
Mhm.
Just anecdotal. This is just anecdotal. I don't know how true this is across the country, but Forte, we all know Gaming Forte. He works at GameStop, and he's seeing people bring in PlayStation 5s to get a Series X.
Wow.
And they're just, and it's because they're seeing, well, dude, I don't get anything here, and if I want to pay, I can pay to play some of those games, but dude, that Game Pass is looking pretty good, and that Series X plays everything I want. So why wouldn't I just get that? And like eventually this is going to happen, right? The value will just make itself. And this is the beauty of it. What you were saying, like putting things on other platforms, you're displacing those platforms' games because they'll see, oh, hey, wait, I can play this. And it's in Game Pass day and date. Oh, gee. And I have to wait years before it comes here. Or I could just have it as part of my service. Well, gee. Why am I over here? This was going to happen. It was going to happen. Now, it's anecdotal. I don't know how widespread that is. It's anecdotal. But GameStop is a pretty good indicator of people trading things in. It happens all the time, right? And if you're seeing PlayStations being displaced with Series X, that is a crazy stat, right? And we'll see how that keeps going. It may make no dent. I don't know, right? But I'm saying anecdotally, he's seeing that, and that is an interesting data point. But we'll see where that goes.
Neosporin was what I was looking for, but of course, all the more higher medicated versions, are greatly welcome. It might charge extra for that,
I think we were here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is the next one.
Anonymous Boss. With the $2. All right. $2 holla. Everyone is a CEO at Sega Interactive Entertainment.
No,
Sega.
that's
I meant
Sony.
Sony.
Yeah.
I got Sega on my mind. Like Hargeet said. Hey, they did Sega Raw. So karma is a mother.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right.
There's
On to this one.
member. Yep.
Bounty Man, what's going on? Member for 16 months.
Shout out to you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that is all of them. I think we're caught up there. The next, oh no, we just got a new one. Here we go.
Gambino with the 199, making all the ladies feel fine. D1 needs Desitin after the magnesium citrate. Oh boy. If y'all don't know, part of the Discord I'm on, which is Xbox Podcast, we have a health and fitness channel, and we talk about, basically health and fitness for, men and females, but, we go over everything. And magnesium citrate is when you definitely got to make some plans, to not do anything for that day. All right.
There you go.
That's if anybody knows about that, but,
And a little health.
Hey, that's free promo, Ray. I don't know what why you saying no.
There you go.
Ray,
Yeah.
Ray. Ray, what do you mean, Ray? Ray.
Oh no! What happened? What happened?
Yeah.
Oh no! How terrible! That's just
Nice.
awful. How terrible! Oh no!
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
There you go.
All right, and then the trifecta, the third big story of PlayStation is, of course, the marathon reveal. I don't know if you have WebDave, some of the video or anything.
I got a little stuff I'll play. Let me pull this up first, and I'll get to the video. Yeah, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. And yeah. That's kind of funny about that as well. Did you see that? Did you see that?
Oh, boy.
Hargeet?
Fascinating.
I did not. Of course, I'm not on X at all.
That's true, but
I've not seen this.
So go ahead and read it if you want to.
Wow. Okay, so it says Bungie wants Marathon to be a social extraction experience, but the game doesn't have proximity chat.
That game is going nowhere fast.
Oh my goodness! All right. Well, since you came in, D1, what do you think of this whole thing?
I think it's ridiculous. And from what I've heard reading around, they said that this game doesn't even resemble the original Marathon. So I don't know the validity of that, but it's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. I don't even know why they put it out, to be honest. It's a lot of failures. But, someone else can probably elaborate because I really don't keep up with it. Like, I don't do social media.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Things I'll talk about is not rated. It won't be welcome for this place, I'll tell you.
I'll jump in real quick and I'll say that.
Thank you.
I got you, homie. Everybody knows here, you follow me on Twitter, that I'm always posting, like FPS gameplay. I'm always playing Apex, Call of Duty, all of that. This is like literally my gem. So, I mean, from the perspective of somebody who engages with FPS, all the time, I like what I've seen, right? It look clean, an art style in which people are gonna be very visible, and then they're gonna be highlighted, and it's gonna be easy to see people, when you engage them in battle. I like the art style. Some people didn't, but I don't mind. I like games like that all the time. One of my favorite games is Borderlands, cel shader graphics, and I had no problems with graphics like this. And it's also releasing the same day as Marathon. Borderlands 4, guys, is releasing the same day as Marathon. So if it isn't that a great choice, because that's Gearbox 2K releasing a game that is a franchise that's already being established, right? It's not like GTA or something, but it's pretty popular. And, looter shooter people who play Destiny, right? Which is like what Bungie is trying to do, get the Destiny player. That's more of the type of game that they like. PvE, looter shooter type experience. But with Marathon being an extraction shooter and how hardcore these games are, all right, and how hard it is for the new player to learn how to play extraction shooters, because it's a steep learning curve. You need to learn about all the items and what each of the items do, and specifically when you are trying to either craft equipment or do your loadout for the next run, etc. Also, like people, Bungie makes Destiny. I have a bunch of 100 hours playing Destiny, both 1 and 2. And I'm going to tell you something right here, right now. If there's one thing that the Destiny player hates, it is losing their loot, right? You already remember how the first couple of expansions of Destiny were put to like sleep. That's what I think they put it in like a vault. They vaulted the content. Them. Yeah, thank you so much for the actual concept, right? And how mad the Destiny community got over that. So would you imagine sunsetting everybody's loadout and equipment and the things that they gather throughout the seasons? Like, because each season the game is gonna reset and you will begin from the beginning without nothing. You don't get to keep shit every season. So that right there is a huge problem, right? Because what you really want is more people playing the games. And if you are building a game that is this punishing, right, for new players, then I feel like the casual player is not going to engage with this game too much. After a couple of runs that you do one run, you got a good gun or something, you do the next one, you lose it, and there you go. That's the rage. So it's right there for me. I feel like it's gonna be a good game for people who like extraction shooters. But like as far as the casual gamer, right, which is like the majority of the gamers goes, I feel like this game is in trouble right now because it's very polarizing, very dividing. Some people want to play it, some people don't. Some people think it look great, some people think it doesn't look great. One thing is for sure, guys, Bungie didn't need any of this because the situation at PlayStation is dire, and they could be close if this turns out to be a Concord 2.0. And I hear plenty of people calling this Concord, especially because it's going to be a premium price. That's what I call it. When there's a bunch of games like this that are free to play. And I'll give you a great example right now of a game that is free to play and it has an extraction shooter mode.
Rainbow Six.
Well, Delta Force recently came out last year, and it has a full-fledged, like very well done extraction, mode. Not only that, it's free to play, and it brings a battlefield type mode that you engage in battle with vehicles and such. And on top of that, you got a campaign, a full-fledged campaign with a story that you can play in co-op with friends. So the value for Delta Force of the rep is greater from every angle that you look at it. And here it comes, Marathon, a new franchise to those, to the youth, because like the people here in the panel, we're probably over 30 years old and we know about Marathon, but like a lot of the new crowd don't know what the fuck this is. So I feel like, wrong move. And I like, I want to say, because people are going to think that I'm hating on the game, that I like what I saw, that I played this type of game. This is right up my alley. And I'm super excited to play it, and I can't wait to play it. But like as a business move, this is not good. And I give them props because they try to be unique. And look, this also could have drawbacks because the way that they're trying to be unique is very aggressive, to the point that when you watch the showcase, you see that the credits were upside down, and that level of different. I didn't appreciate that, for example, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're doing a lot of things wrong. Other than that, the team seems genuinely excited. They might think they have a hit. So it might be fun these games, you don't really know how they feel until you actually play it, right? So I'm expecting the game to be up to Bungie standards when it comes to like the FPS mechanics. That includes the you know, how satisfying does the shooting the gun feels, the movement and abilities and the looting and all of that. But this is not very accessible to new players, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. A lot of people are gonna be turned off by just being an extraction shooter. So now, one of the things, because you know, I give them constructive criticism. So a lot of people give criticism, but they don't really say, you know, they don't really give them an option or a way that they can fix the right feedback for them to be successful. So I feel like this should include more modes. So give us a story mode that it has a campaign, because this is Bungie and you need to freaking do it, right? Give us a campaign, give us a PvE only mode, because this Destiny's player, bro, I'm telling you, I play against them in the Crucible. They're not built like that. They're more built towards PvE. You know, PvE is their jam. So the fact that you're doing this PvP and PvE is just a fucking mess. I mean, it's unique, but it's a mess. In these games, when you engage with somebody in battle, a third party can show up anytime because they just hear the gunfire. You're engaging with what? With the AI. You got shot, you hurt, you healing. Here comes the actual people, you know, engaging you in battle when you loan resources, health, and so on and so forth. So this could be a disastrous launch. I hope that the game succeeds, just because I like this type of game and I can appreciate, you know, what they're trying to do. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm excited for the game. The regular, like my homies, how can I get one of my friends to be like, okay, bro, let's play some marathon? It's an extraction shooter, and they'll be like, okay, I'm down. It's $40. They're gonna be like, oh shit, but you know, Warzone is free. Why don't we play Apex Legends or even Delta Force? And you know, I just recently tried out a game without going in a you know what I'm saying? Like speaking a lot. You know, I tried Bloodstrike. It's a mobile game, free on mobile and free on PC as well. And it has different game modes. It has a battle royale. It has like a hot zone type of conquest game like they do in Call of Duty. And it also have like a gun game that you level up your gun every time you get a kill. So free games got different game modes. How are you going to justify charging me $40 or $50 or even $70 that, you know, we don't really know the price, what the game could be for only one game mode? This is a fucking disaster. So go ahead and fix it, Bungie. If anybody is listening here, I can't wait to play your game. But I mean, you need to be making it more accessible to the casual player, because at the end of the day, these are the players who live in these games, you know, casual players. So a hardcore thing is fun, but you know, I think that the casual players should be included as well, because they, you know, like without them, we ain't shit, honestly.
For real.
So yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is, I believe it was Marathon, Oni, and it was another game too. It was all Mac OS back in the day.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it doesn't resemble anything what they had here, what they're presenting here. And like I said, to me, it kind of puts me in a picture of not only what the game that he was talking about, but the Delta thing, but it kind of reminded me, sort of kind of in a loose way, Rainbow Six Extraction. I used to play that a little bit, you know, but I don't know what kind of direction they're going with this. I really don't. And I think Bungie has a tarnished image, in my opinion. That's just me.
Agreed. I agree with that for sure. We do have another member that re-upped.
Oh my goodness. Vic, I hope all is well with you in Bangkok. AEC founder Mr. Vic the Click, member for 7 months. Greatly appreciated, sir. Oh my goodness.
And Cork, did you get a chance to speak on this? I don't know if you have.
Go
ahead.
No, not yet.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with Bungie. I used to play Destiny 1. I'm a longtime Destiny player. I don't have a lot of confidence with what they're going to do with Marathon. It's already sounding like they're shooting themselves in the foot, especially when you have free-to-play titles that can do this and already have a consumer base that's ingrained in those titles. It's so hard to try and take somebody away from something they've already spent thousands and thousands of hours into, and tell them, come try this new game, but you got to pay 30, 40, 50, whatever the price point is to do this. This is why Concord failed. Part of the reason why, they didn't really have that great, kind of character designs and things like that. It wasn't gripping. But for the most part, it's because of the price of entry. These titles are normally free to play. I don't understand why they're trying to, nickel and dime. And I've already seen people try and defend it. Oh, well, that means you're just, you won't have a battle pass, or, you're going to get everything unlocked, just by playing. No, it's not. That's not how live service works. They're going to nickel and dime everything because that one entry fee purchase price it won't sustain the game. Look at Concord, same exact thing. It's just not going to work. And Bungie has a track record of shooting themselves in the foot. Like Demo said, I mean, they sunsetted stuff you've already paid for. Doesn't matter how long it was, before they sunsetted it, they still sunset stuff that you spent money to have permanently to unlock. And they just were like, yep, nope, too bad. You're gonna, we're gonna remove it. They gave some BS excuse about like servers and things like that, whatever it was. But I mean, Bungie has just consistently dropped the ball. And it makes sense. This is why Microsoft didn't want them to let them do Destiny. This is why Activision, why they had to create Eververse. They have zero management skills, or time management, accountability, all of that. They have to be handheld. And when that happens, you're not going to have a quality experience, because it's not really, eventually, like I said, it's not really their vision. It's not really them doing it. They're handheld by a higher publisher or whoever it is that's bankrolling them right now. What is it? I think Tencent or NetEase, I think is gave them like $1 billion or something like that a while back, I think, for this title. Was it this one that they're doing, or was it another one? I can't remember. But I think NetEase dropped the money before they got acquired by Sony or by PlayStation. It's just a mess. I mean, even look at, I looked it up with the proximity chat, and I guess the game director, Joe Ziegler, I guess, said it's because it would be too toxic. What? Like, that's just gaming. I mean, I understand there's certain, you don't want it to be overly toxic, to where people, the experience is being ruined for some and things like that. But I mean, look at Call of Duty. Proximity chat works extremely well. His actual thing is when it comes to prox chat, I don't think we're against the experience of it, to be fair. I think the challenge is how to make sure we're creating a safe environment for players to inside that space. I don't think anyone has a really good solution to that just yet, because we're so dedicated to making sure that we're creating a safe space where we don't have players just flaming each other or doing terrible things to one another. I think we're not ready to invest in prox chat until we have a solution. Guess what? You're not going to have a solution. People are shitty human.
I'm sorry
people
to
are
interrupt you, but the solution should be like give people the button to turn it on and off and give them the choice. Like that's as simple as it is. If you want to be engaging with other people, turn on your mic, and that's just how it is. That's how it should be. So this is a bunch of excuses, man. That's just
no, it is. I mean, and the thing is, people are shitty people. There's shitty people everywhere. I mean, that's just what it is. It sucks, but yeah, there's going to be shitty people in online spaces or anywhere. Even when you walk down the street, you see it all the time. You have just people that are just horrible people, and that's not going to change. You're not going to have a solution to where you create this unless you actively have a moderator in every single game that can ban people or cut the chat, things like that. You're not going to find a solution for prox chat that way. And I think it's just doing a disservice, because on the I play Call of Duty. I've been doing the Return to Verdansk stuff religiously for like the last week. I've also had some amazing moments where I've done some pretty cool stuff with some friends, and even other people that I've just randomly met, and we've had some really cool, conversation going back, I can hear you, and stuff like that. And then, well, you ain't going to get me, just that kind of back and forth. It can elevate your game as well. And I think it's just very short-sighted, and that's Bungie, short-sighted. very short-sighted. And when you're short-sighted with a live service title, you're asking for failure. And I don't want any developer to fail. Listen, I worked in the industry. I know what, I've been on the other side of the fence, and I would never ever want a developer to fail. But they're doing everything, and they've learned nothing from Concord. And I feel like that's the fact that it's already being associated with Concord is horrible. That's just negative press right there, and that's just going to get a consumer base that's already has in their mind this is Concord 2.0, and you don't want that. The best thing Bungie can do is maybe delay a little bit, especially if they're going to go, like I said, Borderlands 4. I mean, kind of two different things, but it's still a pretty massive AAA game that you want people to play day one. And if you're having titles like Borderlands 4 and Call of Duty coming out around that same time, they're just going to say, you know what, I'll catch it down the line. But these are bigger brand name titles. And I used to play Marathon back in the day. You were absolutely right, D1. It was on the Macintosh. I used to go to the computer lab after school at the Boys and Girls Club, and we would sit there and play. It was a ton. Marathon's very near and dear to my heart because it's one of the first, not one of the first, but it's one of the first social games that I would play with other people, other than like Warcraft and things like that and StarCraft. But yeah, I don't have a lot of hope for Bungie, and it's sad because Marathon can be something special. I just feel that they don't have the vision for live service anymore. And they've learned nothing. And I think their parent company doesn't have it either. So it's just the blind leading the blind here.
I agree with you.
Definitely agree with that sentiment for sure. Hargey, did we get that super chat?
No, we have not. We can do that. Hold on. Let me go here.
Okay.
Do you want to get it? Yeah.
We got Simple Jack with the $9.99. Didn't blow it on wine. I've put in hundreds of hours into extraction shooters, and it looked like every other one in terms of mechanics. We have to see if the Bungie gunplay is enough to keep its player base after launch.
Good point.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Bungie has the best gunplay. I will, hands down, Bungie has the best gunplay in any first-person shooter. They have the tools. They can do some really cool stuff. They just don't have the vision, which is sad. It sucks.
I saw that they were utilizing a lot of like the same assets, like from Destiny, and that right there, like when you have a new game and your base, your player base is very familiar with your games, you need to give them some fan service, some flavor. You cannot just go ahead and give them that dry ass chicken. At least put some sauce in it, bro. Like the same animation. Some of the guns look similar to Destiny guns. It's just like this. It's just like too much copy and paste. But go ahead, Hardy.
So D1. He sounds like he's saying you need to marinate.
You got to marinate that chicken, man. You got to marinate the chicken. But the thing too, I think they were saying that this marathon is supposed to be a precursor to the Halo series. Oh no, is it Halo? I believe it is. So I really don't know. I was really kind of confused, but I'm sure Corkenstein might know. They were saying that
in production before the original was in production before Halo, and Halo kind of evolved from that.
Right.
No pun intended.
You gotta marinate that chicken.
Yeah. Right. So look, I am, as far as Destiny, I was very disappointed in Destiny. I came in from Halo, which was stellar beyond my belief. It was awesome. It's the reason I'm on Xbox. It was like, my story of this is like, I stumbled upon an Xbox at, I want to say like Circuit City. I usually just went at the that Friday night after work to the stores and like picked up whatever movie or game was available for the weekend, right? And they happened to have an Xbox to launch week that was just there, and I'm like, all right, fine. I had no interest in Xbox at all, and they had stacks of Halo, and I'm like, this looks like shit. I'm just gonna buy it anyways because they obviously want me to buy it. Fine. And my thing is, I want to get the shit out of the way. The first game I put in the console was at Halo. Like, I'm gonna play this for 10 minutes and throw it away. That was literally my thoughts. It stayed in the goddamn console the entire weekend.
Yeah,
like it was so fantastic. Like I called my friend immediately. Hey, I got the Xbox and there's this game Halo. We did not sleep. We kept playing Friday night all the way to Sunday.
Yeah.
We did not sleep. We just kept playing. It was so fantastic, right? Halo was so good. Now my expectation was, hey, Bungie's going to release another game. It's going to be at that level. And Destiny was such a disappointment to me because I want that single player co-op. That was what drove for me Halo. It was
Mhm.
that I'm experiencing this with my friends. We're going through this campaign together, and the FPS game mechanics, like you were saying, like the shooting, it was so good. And if you go back to that, it's not anywhere near what it is now. They've refined that so much over time. It's so good. And then I go to Destiny. Gameplay, fucking awesome. Gunplay, fucking awesome, right? But the story, I'm like, who the hell are these people? I don't care. There was nothing there to drive me to be interested at all. I'm like, okay, this is just absolute crap. Oh, you can go read stuff outside. I don't care to do that. Like, give me the game. It's right there. Like, it was so bad. And then they had the raids and all that, and people got into that. I played a couple of those. I'm like, this is just not for me. I don't care about this. And the PvP stuff was just, I had no interest in that whatsoever. Now, people who love that, great. That's awesome. And it's been great for them. Destiny 2 is a smidge better. But again, it never really hooked me. It was like, it was okay. It was a better campaign, but it just never felt the same to me. Like Master Chief is Master Chief, and you just felt like this badass that, right, saves the entire universe. It just felt so different. I didn't care about this at all. I just never felt hooked. It just feels different. I don't know what it is about it, but I just never could get into it. And people love the heck out of it. And they tell me that the DLC gives you all this extra story. I'm like, dude, I paid $70 for the game. You're telling me I have to pay extra to actually get the story? Fuck off. I don't have any interest in that. That's not my, like, it's not for me to have to go spend extra money to get the story I should have gotten with my $70. So I've just never liked it. Now, for those who love it, awesome. Marathon has been like, okay, you take the story out of it altogether, the PvE out of it. Well, I guess I'm trying to understand the PvE. The PvE is that they might have some computer controlled or AI controlled opponents, but you're still playing against other people that at the same time. Is that correct? Okay, so F off. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. It just does nothing for me. Nothing. So this has been my thing. And I'm totally fine with like demo. You love those kind of games. Fine. Absolutely enjoy it. Again, the gameplay looked fast and fun. I get it, right? So it was very fluid and fast, and like the gunplay looks good. Cool. But it's just not for me. And like, and here's the next little stupidity. Why is it $40? Well, here's the problem. Okay, if Call of Duty would ever go away from PlayStation, what happens to PS Plus? It's irrelevant.
Yep.
You don't need it anymore, right? Because almost everything else people play is free to play. You don't need PS Plus, right? And so if they need to drive that PS Plus subscription, and they're not doing it by putting games in the stupid service, they need to have games that you want to play that require that stupid service. That's why it's $40. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Right. If Bungie were doing this, they've already learned the lesson. You got to make it free to play. And you put in the battle passes, you put in the extra microtransactions. That's what you do. Because you need a player base. You need a player base. There's just no way around it. You need a player base. And so they know that. But unfortunately, they're part of Sony. And Sony's dictate is we need to make everything a premium experience. Okay.
I feel like
this would have been much better off being free to play.
Yep.
Well, at least put it on PS Plus. At least put it on PS Plus. Like, give it.
And maybe
people,
they will.
And then, have it being $40 everywhere else. It would sit better with me because at least you're providing your customers and your consumers with, with actual content. But I mean, the fact that it's $40 even for your people, it's just like, straight up disrespectful. So.
Yeah, Xbox, reverse Xbox it, put it into your service and make everybody else pay for it.
Hey, you go.
That's one way to go, at least, right?
Yeah.
It's
but
better.
Look, this is going to be very interesting to see. I don't know how many people are going to jump ship and go on to this when there's other games available, right? So demo, like you're saying, hey, I'm interested. Cool. There might be many people that are, but it's like, oh, I have to pay $40 for this. Maybe.
I don't know the relevancy of this, but I know the original vanilla Destiny, the storyline was set, but Activision at that time didn't feel that it was just too long, so they had to edit the storyline, the lore, and everything. So that's why the game always seemed incomplete, and it was sad to me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And first impressions, right? Once that impression was set, it was like, okay, now you gotta like, I'm gonna give you a second chance. It had better be damn good. And it's like, well, this was okay.
Yep.
It's like, whatever.
I mean, it took,
Corkenstein,
it
Eh.
took
Go ahead.
Destiny 3 years to get into a solid state, anyways. Like it was always a big mess. And again, that's where I was going back to it, where Bungie needs hand holding, because the reason Eververse was created is because they couldn't meet their time frames. They signed a very aggressive contract. For those that don't know, they signed a very aggressive contract with Activision that they would be bringing new DLC content and expansions like every other month or something ridiculous.
10-year.
Yeah, and they couldn't meet that time frame. Like I said, Bungie needs a lot of hand holding, and Activision. That's why Microsoft was like, "Nah, we already babysit you enough. We just want you to work on Halo. We're not going to give you the money to do Destiny." And then Activision took over. They just let them off the leash, and that was it. And then Eververse was created. They FOMO'd the crap out of Destiny, and it just went downhill.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is a good point too, right? And again, this is not my kind of game, but to the point of like people like Demo who love those kind of games, it may work. It may work. We just don't know. We will see, right?
You
But
wanna
We're
read
not that many.
point.
That's the problem. We're not
Let,
that many.
let D1 read that one.
Next Gen Nero, greetings to you, sir. Helldivers did great at $40. I think if it gets a decent player base and some post-launch traction and roadmap, they'll be all right.
Yeah, it's possible. It very well could be. But also, Helldivers had a very interesting niche, right? It was kind of that Starship Troopers type, like game where you're killing these big bugs, right? That maybe wasn't as well served as a game type. So, it's possible.
It also Helldivers doesn't have PvP, so that's one of the things that the Sony PlayStation base fan base, they're not really into PvP like that. So I mean, I hope that the game does good. That's all I gotta say. I hope
It was
that
also
is
an
a good point as
established
well.
IP too. It's not like it just came out of nowhere like Marathon.
Yeah.
Marathon's it's not an established IP, but it's a very long forgotten IP.
Established in the 90s or something, right? When
Yeah.
did that come out? It's a long time ago.
It's very long, like 1994, I think, or something. Yeah, it's very long. So there's not many of us that used to play Marathon and still remember it.
Back
So
in my
essentially,
day.
they're doing a whole new consumer base. They're trying to reach a whole new generation of gamer that doesn't know Marathon.
Yeah. D1, you want to read that?
Sure. Do you know K, now the Broke Boy Insider, $10 holla? Watch Marathon get 8 and 9 review scores for the quote-unquote new and innovative gameplay for the extraction shooter, unlike South of Midnight, whose combat was stale, repetitive, brought nothing new to the genre.
Wow.
Haven't played it, so can't tell you. But yeah, it's possible.
Big shout out to the over 431 people watching us live right now. We
Nice.
greatly appreciate that. That's over 200 on X, over 230 watching us on YouTube, and 1 on Twitch. Yay, Twitch viewer. So love. Anyway, we do appreciate you guys being there so much. If you want, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, and that way you don't miss an episode. We are live every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the only Sunday we take off is Super Bowl Sunday, because who wants to watch gaming when you're Super Bowl? At the same time. So that's the only one. And if I would have the game stream in the background, but the NFL would sue me, so we just take that day off. But every other Sunday we are here, including holidays. It's crazy. So yeah. So like I said, just to throw that out there. Also, if you don't mind, if you like this video, Dirt says it better than I do.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Oh yeah, yeah. And of course,
Oh shit! Here we go again.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Hargeet,
well, we have one more topic, which is
do
the showcase, right? The showcase.
Let's do it.
So yeah, Xbox Showcase was announced. It's happening the day we expected it. Sunday, June, was it 8, 9, something, whatever it is. But big news is that it is not going to have a live event or fan fest. So that is kind of what we know about it so far. I'm sure it'll be awesome. The other part we got, of course, is the direct that's going to happen afterwards. Is going to be Outer Worlds 2. So that has also been confirmed. So that pretty much makes it a game that is going to release this year. That's generally what they do with those directs, right? It's a game that will release in that year. Thankfully, it's not going to be Call of Duty. I assume Call of Duty will be the first thing they show, though, as far as the showcase. But yeah, so that is what we will be seeing. Thoughts? Let's go in reverse. Corkenstein, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's on par. I mean, at least for the showcase, we already know Xbox brings it every year, and especially with all the studios and things that they got going on, they would have to screw up really, really, really badly to not nail the showcase. As far as it not being as being a digital event now, that's disappointing. I've met, that's how I kind of grew into this circle, and I know so many people and was able to meet so many people because of these Xbox events for the last 9 years. I've been going to them. That's where I've met some amazing friends. I play with them online every now and then, just all around fun. And for them not to have it, and don't get me wrong, Xbox doesn't owe us this. I don't want people to think that we deserve an event. We don't. No other person, PlayStation used to do it, 6-7 years ago, and then they stopped like their showcases. Nintendo's never done it. They've just always had a massive booth. They've had after parties and stuff too, but they've always just their thing for E3 was massive booths. They always dominated the booth section every year at E3 before it was shut down. But no other place, company is doing this, no other platform. So for the rec, they don't owe us this, but I'm more disappointed because there are a lot of friends I'm not able to see now that were coming, that I've talked to, that have all said, yeah, I'm backing out. I think they're going to save it for PAX East now, and maybe Gamescom in Germany, but it's disappointing. I think this is a ball drop for Xbox, honestly. Like I said, it's not because they owe it to us, but this is what their bread and butter was. This is what they've given to the community, and what they're known for is resonating. FanFest was a big thing for Phil Spencer. He loved FanFest, and I would really, really want that to come back. And they did this grassroots kind of movement of connecting with the fans. Anybody that has ever met Phil or any of the Xbox execs like Aaron or Sarah, Booty, they're very, very personable. They are gamers. They're actual gamers. They'll sit there and talk to you about Destiny. They'll sit there and talk to you about games. They're very in tune with what is happening in gaming. It's an amazing experience, and that's what was Xbox's. For me, one of their big selling points is how well they connected with the community, and for them not to have it, it's disappointing. Again, I'm not saying we deserve it. Like I said, I don't want people to get that twisted that, oh, you only want them to do it because they invite you. No, they don't have to invite me. There's been a year or two where I've missed where I wasn't invited, and I'm okay with that. I still went to LA to go see my friends and hang out with them when they went to go do the fan fest. I just went to the Yard House down the street, had a beer and hung out until they were done, and then we met back up. That was it. So I don't care if I get invited. I care that I'm missing out on seeing some really amazing people that used to come every year. And that's what I'm disappointed about. So for me, I think it's a ball drop in that sense, that this community and grassroots connection that Xbox has spent the last 10 years doing is over, at least in LA. I think they're doing PAX. If I had to guess, I would assume PAX West. I think that's in their own backyard. I would assume that's probably where the next fan fest. They are having a fan fest. It just won't be at E3. So I hope it comes back. I really do. This was something that was an amazing experience for anybody that has been to those before. Hargeet, you were there last year. We hung out. So I think it's a ball drop in that sense.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. D1?
I have no comment. The only thing I could say is when those events were held, I mean, they were magnificent from my observation. So who knows what kind of internal things are happening or what have you, but RIP for now.
There you go.
I know, right?
Demo?
All right, so I never got to go to one of those, so I would have loved to go over there, but it wasn't happening this year anyways. But I do feel bad for you guys that you guys were looking forward to, like Network and all of that. over there and see some old faces and whatnot. And that just suck, but it's not all that bad because I think they're doing like something else, like for I think it was like a 50-year anniversary, Microsoft or
10
something.
year.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that they're doing later on. So that just might be it. But about the showcase, I mean, I'm excited. I don't know if you guys see the 11-minute gameplay by IGN on Outer Worlds 2. And I thought whoever was playing sucked. I think it was JTech TV playing with the controller over there. But anyway, the game looked great. It looked like a very, like a more polished version of the original. I'm hoping that they keep the same formula, that they keep it simple, and that they give us with that 30 by 30, right? Like something happens every 30 seconds, and that's what I'm expecting from them. I'm looking forward to Outer Worlds, and I'm looking forward to the whole lineup and see what the hell they're gonna show. I think Call of Duty is gonna be there. I'm hoping that this Oblivion, right, remake is out there too, and I want to see what the hell is going on with Fallout, and I can be hopeful, but I kind of want to see Halo. I want to see what the hell is going on with Halo. I feel like maybe like a new take on the game is is needed, and I also feel like they should do something with Killer Instinct, like either port it to like PlayStation, like the original that we have already, which is amazing and super slept on, and either that or just give us a new one. Now we have a bunch of IPs that you can like turn into characters and throw them in there, and it would just be like amazing. I would literally drop Mortal Kombat just to play some Killer Instinct with the homies. So I mean, there you go. If anybody watching, go ahead and drop that for me. I'm super excited for the show, man. Another show, right? And Sony PlayStation still hasn't dropped the show. That was the show, because in case you guys don't know, Marathon was a Sony PlayStation sponsor or whatever show. That was their show. That was one of the things, which I thought it was kind of like, they could have done that at the State of Play, and it would have given it maybe even a little bit more buzz, right? To Marathon, show it to a lot more people, way more people than because a lot of people didn't see it yesterday. A lot of people don't even know what Marathon is at this point. So other than that, I'm looking forward to the show. I can't wait to see what they have to offer. I think it's gonna be one of these years that people are gonna hold the Xbox to high standards. So they might be comparisons with the show that they had the prior year, which was amazing. So I think it'll be hard to top it off, but I think they could do so by just dropping that Oblivion remake right there. Just do a shadow drop. You break the whole internet. That would be amazing. I'm just like here with the Hopium, but that's what I want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree a lot with the showcase stuff. I think it's going to be great. There's going to be probably plenty of cool things. Look, they have so many studios. They're going to be releasing a lot of stuff that we know about and not know about, right? So there's going to be stuff that we will hopefully get. I mean, they had so much that they had to cut back on last year's and move things like Ninja Gaiden into a dev direct. Just think about that, right? So they have plenty to show us. There's plenty of things that we know are kind of coming. And then updates on games that we've already heard about, and then stuff we don't even know about, and then third-party things, right? Because they still do that. They still will partner up and show third-party games. There's plenty there. It will hopefully be an awesome show. I'm thoroughly disappointed on the no in-person thing. I still don't know what's happening beyond that as far as media coverage of it, but we'll see. Maybe they're just sending things to people who have media access or whatever. Outside of that, it's just kind of odd that they wouldn't have anything, but whatever, we'll figure that out. On a secondary note, I was trying to think about maybe is there a possibility for those of us who are going to coordinate a sort of group viewing, and we'll see if we can put something together. So there are potentials that we can look at. It would have to be a paid event, not a lot of money, but a paid event. Right. And then, so maybe I'll put something up in some sort of like GoFundMe, Kickstarter, or something like that. Or we'll try to put something together to see if it's viable, if people actually want to do that or not. And then we'll see if it's viable enough to actually go do it. But there are plenty of people still going, and we'll see if it's something that we want to get together to actually watch in sort of a community-based thing instead of an Xbox sponsored thing. I'm actually curious why they don't just do a paid event themselves. But that is something we can maybe discuss with them when we get out there to see what's going on. So more to come with that. Maybe something will happen. We'll see. And if it's successful, maybe we could do that, in multiple locations. If Xbox is not going to bring this back, maybe we could do that in multiple locations, globally, especially also in the US. Not everybody has to go to LA, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, that we will. I guess, and with that, anything else we want to cover? Or are we ready to
I was
wrap
gonna
this
say,
puppy up? Go ahead.
Paris is right. Yeah, there is a media event happening at SGF for Xbox. There's just no event for Xbox at SGF that will be later this year. Yeah, he's right. It'll also be IGN live. It's not like Xbox is skipping the event. So I thought
there would be something.
Own. Yeah. They'll probably have something at SGF
something
this year, and same thing with IGN live. They'll probably have something. We went to IGN live together, and there was like a little Xbox section for IGN live there. Small section, but there was a section there for Xbox. So he is right. They will be. I don't know if Aaron's going to be there. Usually he goes to these things. I don't know if he'll actually be there or if they'll actually have like people present to talk and discuss from the executive C-suite kind of thing, or if it'll just be their
so we'll see what it turns out to be, because remember, even E3 used to be kind of a media only thing, and then they kind of opened it up, right? So I don't know if it flip-flopped or whatever, but like it I know there was a time when it was media only, and then they went back to having fans as well, and right, so it could be that kind of thing is happening. It's just like cut it back. I don't know. We'll see what they're doing. But yeah, I know the SGF is still happening. There's play days. I think that's their summer game fest, like media stuff that lets you see games from publishers, right? So that's still happening. So I'm sure there'll be some media thing with Xbox. So we'll see. I think there's still stuff going on.
Yeah, something for sure, but we're not sure exactly what. And and D1 was correct. This is the 50th anniversary of Microsoft. That is this year. In fact, there's a
but it's the 10th anniversary of Summer Game.
And then next year's the 25th anniversary of the Xbox.
Yes,
crazy. But
yeah,
crazy.
we'll see what it looks like, and hopefully we'll have something. But either way,
yeah, I think I wouldn't give things up. I think it's I think there's some good things.
Paris says play days is still happening, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Pretty exciting.
Shout out to
So
Paris.
we will be
shout out to Paris Lily. Yeah, and like I was telling everybody too, Paris has his own YouTube channel that he's actually building and doing. He's more content for it now. Not only some of the amazing shows that he's on, but he's actually doing his own thing as well. So definitely want to go to Paris Lily's website at Paris and on YouTube and subscribe and like his channel, please. And you will not be disappointed in his content. It is very good, and he is a gamer at heart. Not just Xbox, but it is good. I mean, like, I own all the systems myself, but I'm really hard-felled and focused on the Xbox ecosystem. That's really my jam, as it were. But and of course, Game Pass. Holy shit, man! I just
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think Paris just had an interview with Destin, right? I think that was something he has.
Oh yeah. Let's see. It says, "Are you coming to Summer Game Fest?" Yes, Paris. I am going to be there along with Hargeet, and I believe a couple of the Iron Lords are going to be there that we know for sure. Are you going to be there, Paris? And
I assume so.
I would assume so too. So that'd be nice to have. But I already got my reservations and everything all there, and I'm not canceling. I'm gonna, because I also got some friends that live in LA too, so I'm gonna enjoy that. And of course, Corkenstein's there, and I want to go visit him and check him out. That's gonna be cool.
I told you I'll pick you up from the airport, bud.
Sweet. Like that. Ooh, my personal Uber. I'm just kidding. Although I bet he wants a big tip. Stop it. Just kidding.
Oh, I had it reversed.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, Destin was on. Yeah, he had Destin on his channel. There we go.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
I had to get that out. All right. Well, Hargeet, are we ready to wrap this puppy up tonight?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other topic that you wanted to go over, but I think that was most of them. We have April Game Pass is massive, and then what else do we have? The Phil Spencer shelf.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's really figured out what
that's
that
really-
was. There was a
nobody's
lot
really
of
seen it,
teasing on
yeah.
there, but we just know that there's something on that shelf that's going to be unless one of you guys have a guess at what it was. Anybody? No.
I think Xer said something about the controller. There was like a Doom controller or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said something like that, but I don't know.
He made the comment that it was like a new franchise. Or something, a new game maybe. So that was, I don't know. I mean, we already know Doom's coming out, so this is something that people don't know about yet. So what could that be? That's the mystery. I think that's the mystery.
I think that's Hexen.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. We know he's a big Hexen fan. That would be good. Paris says, yes, I'm at Summer Game Fest. Sweet, dude. I hope to run into you. Would love to meet you, man. It'd be awesome. So, all right. Well, guys, we're gonna go around the horn and get everybody's outros. We're gonna start with Demo. Please tell everybody where they can find you, what days you're on, and who are you're with, because I know you are on more than one podcast.
Yeah, Demoflow Gaming, man. You can find me every Friday at my channel, Demoflow Gaming. 11 a.m. Eastern time. I do the Demoflow Gaming show with Power Boss and Desire and Archangel, them boys. And you can find me also with C Money and Hargeet and Doodle as well on Friday around 8 p.m. or whatever the hell C Money decides that it's time to do the podcast. But yeah, and you can also find me like streaming games and whatnot Saturday and Sunday on my channel, and that's what I be. And on Twitter, Spanking Ponies. Y'all already know the deal. It's your boy Demoflow. Check it out, and shout out to Panel, and thank you for everybody for having me, and the chat. Y'all been great. I see you down there, guys. I see you, Power Boss, homie. Take it easy, you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great night. It's been a beautiful weekend, so we had a call on the night. So thank you.
All right. Destructive One.
Well,
Distinctive One.
You can find me basically. I appear on the XEC podcast every Wednesday. Is it 7 o'clock our time or 8 o'clock our time, Eastern time?
Yep.
I'm raised on a Central Time thing. And also on the Ray Was Right show on Saturdays. Ray was also speaking about maybe possibly having your podcast and our podcast come together.
Oh yeah, do a collab.
Yeah, do a collab. Yeah, so that would be quite. I was being very mild mannered here, showing respect. But,
oh yeah, no. I'm sure we can work something out, dude. Work something out.
Oh, my goodness, but I'm glad I made it so long. But
we really are glad that you were here, man. Thank you.
I greatly appreciate it. I feel honored and I feel privileged.
Well, and people can reach out to you on Discord, correct?
Yes, the XEC podcast Discord. I just don't know per se, but Ray's in the chat. He could possibly, or whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put it up there, and you can find us there. We talk about everything.
There you go.
Nothing is unlimited.
There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. And of course, we have the one and only Corkenstein, the Corkster, the big Cork man. I love it. Cork, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you, and all the shows that you're on as well.
Yes, sir. So, Demo, D1, Hargeet, and WebDave, thank you guys for having me on again. Like I said, I love coming on here. You guys got an amazing community, so thank you for all the great chat that I've been seeing and reading and talking with you guys about. For me, you guys can find me on all the social platforms. Just look up the Corkenstein. And you'll probably find me in some horrible takes. And then for podcasting, I am on every Friday, Breakfast with Boom for Double Barrel Gaming. The man is a scholar and a gentleman and a legend, and he's made me a kind of a permanent spot on there. So please come check us out. And then I have 2 channels that I run. One is Game Pass Gumbo, where we mix games and food together. We've kind of stepped away from the food a little bit. We have some content we're going to bring back. It's just a little hard videoing it. And my other co-host, he lives across the river, I guess, from you, WebDave, and kind of suffered the same fate with some of those storms. So he's been repairing his house as well. Trying to get his stuff fixed, so it kind of delayed a lot of things. But we are having our 1-year anniversary show, I think, on April 26th. We were going to do Blizzard, but I think we're going to push that back. We're hoping to get one guest in, but his timing is a little off, so hopefully we'll probably postpone that. But we will do something April 26th, have a fun show, whatever it may be. We are looking for guests as well, so I will hit all of you up if you guys are interested. And then Xbox Talks, we'll be bringing it back. Hopefully soon. We have a really cool giveaway. So those that know, I moderate the Xbox subreddit, our Xbox. And you've seen the giveaways we've done there. We gave away like 5 custom scoring controllers earlier in the year. We gave away 40 custom Design Lab controllers that the community designed and voted on and picked, as well as 2 Series S consoles. We got a really cool giveaway we're doing. It's not as grand as the last one, but it's something really cool with the game coming out. We're just waiting to get all the P's and Q's and dots, I's dotted, T's crossed kind of thing with legal. And then, hopefully I can share that with you guys soon. But we'll probably have the giveaway on Xbox Talks coming out soon. So, follow me on all those.
There you go.
All right. We got a super chat come in.
We do.
Oh boy, we got Dave Reezy, respectful one, $5 holla. You got some competition, Mr. Stroker. You can find D1 in the lat with the seat in the back, all cock diesel sipping on the juicy juice. Hey, look here. I would like to also say that as an added bonus, which was kind of caught me by surprise, at least, Paris Lily occasionally, I should say more frequently than I would have expected. He also shows up on definitely on Saturdays with the Ray Was Right show, and occasionally on XCC on Wednesday. So it's beyond just being in a chat room. He actually shows up. So, and he likes to talk a lot of shit. So, yeah, it's like that.
There you
Really
go.
appreciate it, though. Honored to be here.
Oh, it's an honor to have you. All right. Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you on Discord.
All right. Demo, D1, Cork, great to have you on. It was great conversing about all these nice little fun topics.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can catch me on Boom's show next. It'll be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, Double Barrel Gaming. Check that out. And then with Demo, we'll be on Friday, whatever time, 8-ish, something like that, 8-ish, 9-ish, whatever it is, U.S. Eastern Time on Point for Gamers. And hopefully we'll be back with Fonz. He had a family event to go to this weekend, so we skipped on yesterday's show. So hopefully we'll be back 6 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Fonz Gaming, and then we'll be back next week, of course, with this show as well. And we got another super chat. Here we go.
Oh boy, Ray with the $2 holla. Ray is always right. And also Hargeet and Corkenstein at Demoflow's been there many times. We greatly appreciate you guys showing up. We get WebDave there also, but not actually there like how we are now. So hopefully, everything comes through. But believe me, it'll be a night. It'll be a night you won't forget.
Yep. Yeah, and then as far as my own channel, I'm at 920 subscribers. I'd love to get to 1,000 soon. So I'll put that link in the.
Yes, do that.
This works.
Do that.
Hopefully that works, right? And then hopefully everybody can see my link.
Yep. It did.
All right, and then So check out my channel. And then if you want, as you can see, I have my book Emergence. If you want to pick that up, shop.chani.us. Check that out. And we'll see you guys next week.
There you go.
Never that power boss. You are the one also. I don't want him thinking I'm not leaving anybody out.
Yeah.
More than welcome.
And everybody's link to their channels and everything will be added as soon as the show is over. I got a little running behind, so I didn't get to throw that in before the show started, but it will be there. And if you're listening later on the audio version, that will be included already. All the links and all way you can contact to reach everybody, and also all the YouTube channels and shows that they're on will be in the description below. So please check back in just a few minutes, and that will be there ready to go. Going to send everybody over to, I think Purple Haze is doing a show. She's doing some live playing, so we're gonna send everybody over there if you want to, and you swing on over to Purple Haze. Make sure you tell her that she's been rated by the Gamers Council. Yeah, we love doing that. Anyway, so thank you to everybody who joined us tonight, and we do. One more super chat.
Boy, here we go. P-Lump with the $5 holler. Y'all can catch me each and every Tuesday at the P-Lump Power Hour at 6:15. All right.
There you go.
Greatly appreciate it.
There you go. So shout out to P-Lump. He's working really hard to build his channel. So good on you, buddy. Good on you. And anyway, so guys, thank you all so much for being here, and thank you all again for joining us here on the Gamers Council. As long as they hit the right button. We're gonna get to your super chat. You had to do it late, didn't you? Hang on a second. Give me a second. Oh, there we go.
Yes, unfortunately, he super chatted his channel. Shout out Ray with the $2 holler.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thanks again, guys, for joining us. Yay!
Game over. All right, now lose it. Go crazy.